We were experimenting yesterday with this, and so I was taking my branches of Gliricidia here. I was cutting them off like this, something like that, and putting the leafy side in the top and putting this in the side. What we found out is that this thing, it really wants to have like really soft stuff. I mean, I'm thinking cabbage. It's like the best thing to put in here, things like this. This is for vegetative material coming through the top. But the good news is that the side shoot can do things up to about 9 centimeters, about almost 3 inches. And so you can shoot those through here on the side. And you know, as we come in, you might want to get in here a little bit once we fire it up. But a couple of things about it, it's a one-person job, it's a one-person thing. They don't want people hanging around when you know, because God forbid a can or metal or rocks, these kind of things can become shrapnel, and they will shoot out. You'll see little bits of wood material, leaf material flying off. So if you were working in your farm and your kids want to come up and say hi, you have to shut it off when you see someone approaching, okay? You can't just let it run because it's dangerous. So they actually have this strap here. You know, in order to run it, you need to have your clutch down, you know, or you know, this handle down. This is the like auto stop, and so this is the actual clutch engager and releaser or whatever. So you store it like this. You can't turn it on unless it's like this. You know, if you have it like this, you can't turn it on. So it has to be like this to be turned on. The minute this comes up, it turns off, right? So I'm gonna strap this on, something like that. You know, keep it nice and tight. Gotta twist it around. You know, so hold it down like this. They actually have a little string attachment. Well, it's just a string, but you attach it to this, and you can run it through this little. There's a little loop over here. And you run it through, and then you can hang that string down like this, so that if you're over here and whatever, and you know something goes wrong or the dogs come up or something like that, you can pull that string and it'll tear that Velcro off and it'll stop. What we experimented with yesterday is that if you did that too often, you have to arrange this strap in the right way to get that to work. And if you pull it too often, it's just going to tear this up, right? So I think it's an important consideration to have that safety shut off mechanism from the other side of the machine, so you don't have to run around. And at the same time, what they offer along with this equipment is a little like maybe not built to last so long, but it's the right thing. Maybe over time you'd replace it with more string or get a different kind of piece of, you know, just go ahead and buy several of these because you'll just like rip through them and things like that. But for today's sake, we're just going to do this, and I'm not going to have that the ability to shut it off from the other side. We were mulching yesterday. We got a couple different kinds of mulch. This stuff, it's really fine, right? You see how fine that is? That was just the Gliricidia. And then this stuff here, it's a little less fine, right? And that does have a little guava in it. You can see the wood chips. That's where that comes from. But the reason why we're having that difference is there's a little wheel here. Wheel it around, or if it's too heavy. All right, so you see this little handle here? There's a little basket kind of thing under here. It opens and shuts. And you have to kind of like release this to give it the room to do so. And it's still a little hard to push, but a little more slack here. And so yesterday, you know, when we're going through, it gets clogged up potentially, and you gotta pull this, shut that, back and forth a little bit. Things start to fall out here. We probably won't come to that today, just because we're just demonstrating. But as you're using this for 20 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever. It's going to become an important tool. I'm not sure why it's so hard to do. I feel, you know, this is a new machine for us, and so I'm wondering why it catches a little bit, but it really only takes a little brute strength. And you saw I pushed it down here and it kind of went. So I wonder if there's something in here. If you guys want to take a look up under, you can before I start it, I guess, but let's see if I can get this thing there. Go. Not having this trouble yesterday, that's for sure.
Looks like it just kind of gets in a binder.
It did take a tumble. Just now, when I was loading it up. It actually was a two-person job to put this implement on.